2026 is going to be our biggest year ever on Amazon FBA. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what we're planning to make that happen. Over these past 6 years, we've hit over $35 million in sales on Amazon and even have done over $1.3 million per month at our peak scaling this business. We've learned exactly what works and what absolutely does not. Going into 2026, the game is changing. Amazon fees, new competition, rules with supplies and relationships, all of it. So in this video, I'm breaking down the exact strategy that we're using to grow even bigger than ever. How we're choosing categories, how we're locking in brand direct deals, how we're planning our inventory, and how we're doubling down on things that most sellers just ignore and give up on. If you want to understand how real Amazon sellers are thinking about 2026, not gurus, not theories, the people that are actually making money, this is going to be the full breakdown. Let's get into it. In terms of categories, this is one of the things that is changing the least. One of our primary focuses since we started back in 2020 has always been, how do we get replenishable products? What is a replenishable product? What is something that someone's gonna buy month after month, year after year? It's one of my favorite words in the whole business. Why? Because remember this, while there's a bunch of people that have a lot of scarcity and fear around AI, people are losing jobs left and freaking right. Guess what? The e-commerce space continues to grow. And you wanna know what's at the forefront of that? We all know it's Amazon. On average, it's grown by 11% per year. So think about it. What happens to your income if you have a repeat customer plus new consumers are coming into the marketplace? It just skyrockets up. One of my favorite things about replenishable goods like supplements, pet supplies, like groceries, all these things that people buy month after month is that when you have a good relationship with this brand and we turn into something called an exclusive deal, you get to almost sell it in perpetuity. And as this brand grows, guess what happens to your income? You just get to ride the wave. One of my favorite brands that we did this with was, we met them back in 2023 at a trade show in Chicago. This is a microscopic small brand at the time. We went there, closed the deal in person, wrote them a check, and it paid us for months, and actually years, over $50K in profit per month. Why did that happen? Well, when we first met them, they weren't that big of a brand, but guess what? As they started doing all these marketing on TikTok, on Shopify, in retail stores, more and more people started buying it. Now, here's the thing about Amazon. Remember this. Sometimes the first purchase is not on Amazon. It's right there in a store, on TikTok, something like that. But where does the repeat purchase happen? It's on Amazon because people pay for speed. And there's no faster marketplace out there than Amazon. So that's where we make our money as resellers. It's an absolute game changer, and we're not changing a single thing about this going into the year. But here's what we are doing. We are cutting our losers. Now, you have to understand this. When you go and start an Amazon business, just like any business, you have to play the volume game. I don't care if you're starting an agency, an e-commerce store, doesn't matter. What you're doing is reaching out to a ton of people to open up a ton of relationships so you have your pick of the lot. Back in 2023, we had over 4,600 different products in our store. It was cool, we're making a lot of money, but guess what? You gotta look at the data. Where was most of the profit coming from? Were all 4,600 making us a lot of money? No, it was like the top 15, 20% of products were making us 80 to 85% of all of the profits. So guess what? That's where our focus was. Were we really honing in and taking full advantage of the brands in that top 10 to 15% of products? No, we were leaving a lot of money on the table. Were we making sure we never stocked out of them? No, sometimes you have to pivot capital for these new opportunities. The thing is, you don't need a lot of brand relationships, a lot of products to make a 6 or 7 figure business. But what you want to do to really expand is focus on your winners. One of the things that we are so aggressive about going in 2026 is cutting the relationships on people we just don't like. Right? Yeah, we started our relationship to make some money with that distributor or brand, but guess what? It might not be going the way we want it. The price they have might not be bringing us the most amount of money. They might not be the most willing to actually let us negotiate discounts. So guess what? See you later. The ones that are giving us the best deals, the ones that have the most growth, those are the ones we are focused on. You want to focus on your freaking winners. Cut the rest of the noise. Less products, more freaking money. Now, in alignment with that, here's one of the biggest changes that we're making. When we reach out to brands, and this is a key thing about people that I always see, they get into the Amazon space, they're like, yeah, I'm reaching out to these distributors and their products are not great. Or I'm reaching out to these brands and they're saying, see you later, I don't want to work with you. Because they always lead in a very selfish way. They reach out to these brands and they say, hey, my name's John and I just want to do business with you. And they're like, all right, cool, but why? Who are you? I don't know you. I don't want to do business with you. So we always lead with something called value. What can you give a brand that provides them value? Well, it's only two things. You can either find a way to provide them with more revenue or cut costs. We are in the game of reselling. So our favorite thing is adding revenue or value to these brands. So one thing that we're leaning on is creating these AI tools that can actually optimize a listing for a brand. What's a listing on Amazon? Look, anytime you click on something on Amazon, a product, you see a photo, you see a title, you see a description, bullet points, reviews, all that. That is an Amazon listing. But guess what? A lot of these brands, if their primary focus is in Amazon, what happens? They don't pay a lot of attention to their listing. They don't have the best photos. They don't have the best title with the best keywords. So then either not driving that many sales because people don't fully understand their product, especially a new customer, or two, they don't have the right keywords, so it makes it really hard for new customers to even find them on Amazon. What we're doing is creating AI tools that can automatically do it. It removes a lot of the workload from us, but provides these brands with a shit ton of value. Look, when you lead with value, you close more deals. In the past 3 months, we've kind of been playing this game. We have our head of brand outreach, her name is Nadia, and we've created this AI tool that's doing the outreach for us. Nadia opened up 67 brands by herself, not products, brands by herself. AI tool did about 47 by itself. Now, Nadia killed our AI tool, but hey, this was all automated. So as we create all these AI systems, as we continue to provide value, we have over 100 different brand direct deals that we can go into business with. Do you think we want to work with 100 different brands? Absolutely not. But we played the volume game. We found the winners on that bunch, the ones that we really, really like working with. And guess what? They're going to get 100% of our focus into this year. We are going to drive up their revenue. We're going to create exclusive agreements with them. We're going to have less relationships on our plate and more money coming across the table. This is one of my favorite strategies that we started in 2025, but it's going to carry us over into killing it in 2026. The last thing I want to say about this is, here's what you want to make sure you're doing. Similar to that brand that we were making $50K a month on, because they were spending a lot of time on TikTok marketing, especially with like UGC creators and all these things. They spend a ton of time marketing in retail stores. Guess what? We want to hyper focus more than ever on the brands that aren't paying attention to Amazon. They are paying attention to their marketing channels off of Amazon. This is so important because we want to ride that wave up with this brand while providing them value on this platform and while also making more money with them because they're actually putting in work for their brand across the board. A mistake you can make. And when you first get started, look, take what you can get, make some damn money, right? Let's just get that out the way. But as you get more and more relationships, the brands that are actually putting in work on these off channels, you make a lot more money with them, right? Always think from the frame of, how do I only have to talk to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, but make the same money, if not more than the people talking to 100 different people? Less clients, less things to worry about, but more money. The brands that are doing all those marketing on other channels, those are the ones that they're going to get all of our attention. But regardless, if you're brand new, you got to start spreading the wings wide so you have these options. Don't just reach out to 5, 10, 15 brands and say, oh, I didn't get the response I wanted. This doesn't work. Dude, sometimes we reach out to 400 different brands in a week. So we have our pick of the litter. But at the end of the day, the ones, I can't stress this enough, the ones that are marketing on channels outside of Amazon, that's where the money is. Before I wrap this up, one of my favorite brands, tell a quick story. One of my favorite brands is a brand we actually been working with since 2020. They do a lot of stuff in the retail space and don't give a damn about what's going on Amazon. When we met them, they were only doing about $50K a month on Amazon, but they were doing over $50 million in retail stores, right? The data on Amazon wouldn't have told us that, but the research allowed. Guess what happened as they kept pumping into retail stores, pumping into retail stores, pumping into retail stores? We just keep making more money. Now we do an average $30K a month in profit, doing very little work with just about 20 different SKUs from them, and that's just free money. Always focus on the brands that are marketing off channel, but don't care about Amazon because that's the ones you can provide the most value to. And the last thing, one of the things that I hyper focus on is, how do we become exclusive sellers with these brands? When you first get in the game, you might be one of 10 different resellers, one of 20 different resellers on this brand, and that's cool. We're just looking to get some money in the game, get our piece of the pie. But always come from the frame is, what are all of these other sellers not doing for this brand that I can provide to them so that they look at me like that brightest student in the class? You do that, you can actually pitch something called an exclusive deal. And instead of taking up 10, 15, 20% of their revenue, you get to eat up that whole pie, 100% of their revenue. And if you create that agreement right, you can get that one in perpetuity as long as you're growing their revenue. That's how we're able to lock in this brand for going on, over 6 years now, and it's been paying us every single month with very low workload. Always think from that frame. So that's the exact plan that we're using to make 2026 our biggest year on Amazon ever. Focusing on better suppliers, better brands, smarter inventory management, stronger systems, and doing exactly what's already been working for us right now. If you want to skip the guesswork and learn the exact framework and system that we used to do over $35 million in sales in the past 6 years on Amazon, do this. Hit the link below and sign up for our next completely free workshop. We'll be breaking it all down. In that free training, I'm gonna walk you through a step-by-step process for what I use to find the best products, the best brands, to actually find products that sell consistently and build a machine that actually doesn't need me on a day-to-day basis. I'm only working 4 hours a week doing this business. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe, because every single week I drop some stuff that we found out in our business as we scale and giving you all the game. Make sure you subscribe if you're actually serious about scaling your Amazon business in 2026. I'll see you on the next one.